Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we actually have a very different type of video. Today we're actually going to be pen paling, and this is not my first time pen paling. This is actually maybe a couple of times in, but I essentially wanted to kind of put out a video on how I personally pen pal, and I honestly do enjoy pen paling. It's one of those like nostalgic things that I did as a kid and never really get the chance to really indulge in it too much. So I do enjoy the old-fashioned way of things most of the time. Like, I like handwriting versus typing. I like snail mail versus like texting and stuff. It's just I like the hard, tedious, and unnecessary pleasures of doing certain things. So today for my pen pal, I didn't really know where I wanted to go with it. This is my first time actually sending out this person a letter, and so I didn't want to really ask too much information right off the bat. I want to kind of learn as I receive her letters. So for my, I guess, theme or color scheme for this kind of setup, I didn't know what to do, so to speak, but I was really much in a pink type of mood, hence why like everything is different tones of pink and very cutesy and girly. So I wanted to portray that. For my letter that I received, she did ask me what my favorite color was, and my number one color is green besides neutrals, so that's why my letter is actually color coordinated to green. And plus she does have something in common with me, and that's why we decided to be pen pals, is our obsession and unhealthy love for K-pop and BTS. So my letter was curated after my bias, and I didn't know what her bias was, so I want to learn as I kind of exchange letters here and there. So I wanted to do something that was very delicate, very soft. It could still play in with like the kawaii aesthetic. That's where my brain was going, but of course most of my stationery was very much like nude based and different variations of mauve, pink, and browns. So I did incorporate some browns here and there to kind of balance it off, because I just didn't want it to look like a Barbie doll type of thing. I think that's like way too much, but I did have fun doing my letter setup. Now, I don't know how pen pal letters are really supposed to be set up. I just kind of did everything off the whim, and thankfully by doing my August plan with me and learning how to properly like junk journal helped me kind of junk journal for a pen pal letter, if that makes sense. So I was just pretty much just figuring out what I wanted to do for color schemes and create more of a layering effect and have all my stationery kind of blend well, if that makes sense. So I really wanted to first lay out where I wanted to put my, I guess, accents in the letter, because I feel like writing out what I wanted to do and then kind of building the colors and the stickers and the washi tape around that is just very hard, because I wouldn't know where I would want to place everything beforehand. So I did it the opposite way. I ended up layering things first, and then I would write my letter last, and it kind of gave me a general direction of how I wanted the letter to flow. For me, I tend to like handwritten letters. I don't mind writing. I think it is a little bit more personal for me, and it just gives the, I don't know, it gives me the feeling of someone actually sitting there and writing out every single letter, every single word, and it just feels more personal and more character to it, if that makes sense. So I ended up handwriting my letter, and I tend to, just like in real life, I talk way too much for my own good, and I feel like I do that for my letters as well, because I want to make sure that there is enough information but not too much where, one, I'm overwhelming my pen pal, but two, it keeps you wanting more. It's almost like reading a book essentially. And so I just put in a few things about myself, and I answered some questions that she had asked throughout her letter. And the one thing that we did want to incorporate were things that we personally liked that we wanted to share with the other person. So one of those things was that she actually gave me like a small little recommendation of a playlist of songs that she really liked, which is really nice because sometimes I tend to stick to the same songs over and over again. I'm one of those like strong believers, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So I tend to really listen to the same stuff over and over again until I like get sick of it, which doesn't happen too often unless it's like mainstream songs. I get sick of that, but that's like a whole different thing. So I really did like that aspect, and she also did send some small little stationery samples here and there. So for me, I like to make everything make sense. So since my theme is very much on this pink kawaii with accents of like this goldeny yellow, I wanted to have everything look like it was purposeful. It was curated to where I put the time and effort to make it look like a continuous stream of color. I don't know any other way to describe it. But if you guys are wondering like how pen paling works, is just you are writing a letter to somebody and you're writing about yourself, what you like, what your dislikes are, questions to understand the other person, and essentially have someone to talk to. In this, day and age, I feel like the internet does help connect a lot of people, but I feel like we tend to forget what it is like to wait for someone's reply, to take the effort into understanding somebody. And I'm not too old to be like, oh dang it, the internet, modern age, it's progressing too fast. Nothing like that. I'm not there yet. But I do kind of live for nostalgia. So I personally like pen paling, and I like just the whole process of it all. Now, for pen paling, at least when it comes to what you're setting yourself up to. Now, I was going to make a separate video in terms of how I got into pen paling, but I kind of will just touch a little here and there. And if you want like a full detailed explanation, I can make a separate video. But for me, I started pen paling when I was like in the 6th grade. And it was just something that like my school had everybody do. I don't know if it's for like a curriculum requirement and such, but I was, at least to what I remembered, I was super excited of wanting to pen pal, and I was pen paling with this older lady. It was supposed to be like a big sister type of thing, but I actually was like pretty bummed out because they actually had a like pen pal day where your pen pal will come to the school and you will spend the day with them and show them around the school, get food, talk about your interests and stuff. But my pen pal, she only wrote to me once and that was it. So I actually had to buddy up with my friends and spend the day with their pen pal. So it's kind of sad. But because of that, I felt like I never got the proper pen paling experience. And, as you get older, you want to broaden your scope of people and interactions. So I ended up wanting to do pen paling, and it wasn't something that I was actively seeking. I'm a big strong believer, so it's like if you're trying to look for something, it's not gonna pop up, and when you least expect it, it will pop up. And that's how that circumstance was. At the moment, I have about 3 pen pals, and they're all from overseas, which I really do like because, you know, it gives a different type of experience, like culture wise, their environment, and, you know, different mindset of just being exposed to different things. So I really wanted to have a pen pal that was out of the United States because I don't travel too often and I would love to travel. So at least with my pen pals, it gives me a little like taste of being where they're from. And yeah. But always my camera is dying, so pretty much what I'm doing is doing a collage on the outside of the envelope. Now I wanted the theme to look very apparent on the outside because I'm a big person that really loves when the outside, almost like a Christmas present, looks so pretty and delicate, and all the wrappings and bows just look so gorgeous, like you just want to know what is inside. That's how I wanted to set up the envelope, and I wanted to still play on with this pink delicate theme. I also incorporated a couple of different samples of washi tape. Now, since one of the commonalities that we do have is BTS, I actually wanted to gift my pen pal some swatches of BT21 washi tape. Now, I wanted to make it really special just because I do consider these like almost my prized possessions because I can't find them anywhere. I bought them like 2 years ago. So I gave her actually all of the characters because I didn't know which one was her favorite. So I gave her all of them, and then I also included some washi tape just to kind of build off a theme because technically you can use any color format and it'll look really nice. So I wanted to kind of make it intentional. I also gave her a couple of other things here and there as well, but I wanted to give her something that meant a lot. And hopefully with this pen paling video, you guys got an insight of at least how I do my pen pal letters. Kind of keep learning as I go, but if you guys do like this video, thumbs it up, and can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.